Dear students, now we are going to start the unit number 2, promotion of companies and secretarial duties. First of all, you know about the companies because you have started this concept from the PUC first years. uh, when we are going to start the business or we are going to preparing the accounts, first of all we have to maintain the company's accounts. Understood? From that we are going to understand the concept of companies, because the first accounting concept tells us the business is a separate entities. Here entity means one of the companies. It means the running business is called as the entities. The commonly company means it is a voluntary association created by law, or and it is an artificial person created by law, and it have a common seal, perpetual succession and limited liabilities. That is called as companies. Understood? It is one of the artificial person, not the companies are by birth, but the person only created the companies through the several law. So that is called as artificial person, the person only creating the companies. And it is an incorporated association. It means two or more persons are agreed to start the business. It means they are invested the capital investment. That means money or money's worth to start the businesses. Here the money means liquid cashes, and the money's worth means it is relating to the monies. It means goods and assets like building, land, vehicles. All these are the money's worth. So here the partners or the business persons are going to invest it to the start the businesses. That business is called as the companies. So commonly, a company in the normal senses means an association of persons united for the common object. So here the two or more persons are agreed to start the business or associations to unite it for the common object. Here the common object means to earning a maximize the profits or earning a profits only. The common objectives of the company or the business or the association is getting profits. So every businessman's or the companies are started for the objectives, and its common goal is to getting the profits only. And the next one is wealth maximization. Understood? This is the common sense of the companies. The word company denotes a group of individual formed for a company purpose and registered under the Companies Act. The common purpose may be to carry on some legal business for profit or to promote art, science, charity, religion, sports, or any other useful acts. Here the word company denotes a group of individual form. So the common purpose of the company is to register under the Companies Act. So when it is started, Companies Act, the 1956. Companies Act started from 1956. Under the 1956 Companies Act, every company should register under this act only. Understood? So here the common purpose is to carry some legal business for the profit, making of profit. The companies are started, and to promote art. So art means some business and sciences, the technologies, and charity to give the services to the publics, and religion, sports, or any other useful acts. For that purposes, the companies are going to start. Understood? So this is the concept of companies. When the companies are going to start, it have a artificial person created by law only. So the companies are not started by birth. The person only creating the companies through the several law. Understood? So when the persons are starting the companies, they must register under the Companies Act only. So this is the concept of companies. Understood? See the definition of companies. According to Lord Justice Lindley defines a company as an association of many persons who contribute money to a common stock and employ it in some trade or business, and who share the profit or losses arising therefrom, The common stock is the capital of the company and the person contributing it are the members. See, according to our author Lord Justice Lindley, he defines a company as an association. It is an association. It means it is one of the business, or they are agreed to start the business, that is association of many persons. It means this company is started from more than two persons, not a single person. If the companies are starting from the single person, that is called as a sole trading concern. The single person going to start the business is called as the sole trading concern. So more than the one person, it means two or more than two persons are going to start the business called as a partnership or the companies. Understood? So two persons are agreed to start the business called as partnership, and more than two person, it means the several person or more persons are going to investing in the particular business to start the business is called as companies. Here these authors tells us it is an association of many person. It means more than two person who contribute money. Okay, it means liquid cash to a common stock. Here stock means the money's worth, that is land, building, machinery, furniture, and stocks, computer, vehicles, etc. So these are all the common stocks. And employee. Employee means the workers, whether the managers and the deputy managers and employees and low level management teams, all these are the employees. It in some trade or businesses. Trade means to commerce, and the business, it means buying and selling of the product, and who share the profit or losses arising therefrom. So when the partners are investing the money in the business for the purpose of getting the profit, and sometimes they are getting losses also. When the companies are getting losses, in that time they having the liabilities. It means they have to repay the amount to another person or the liability holders. It means when the companies are getting the some credit from the outsiders, they have to fill when the companies are getting losses. That means sharing the profit and losses arising therefrom. Understood? The common stock is the capital of the company, and the person contribute it are the members. When the persons are contributing, it means money or money's worth are contributed to the business, they are the members of the companies or the partners of the companies. Sometimes the companies need the capital much more. In that time they are issuing the shares to the publics. Here the shareholders are also one of the members of the companies. So the Lord Justice Lindley defines a company as an association of many persons who contribute money to a common stock and employ it in some trade or business, and who share the profit or losses arising therefrom. The common stock is the capital of the company, and the person contributing it are the members. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಗಳು ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ PUC ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಇಂದನೇ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ PUC ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲಂತಲೇ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನೀವು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ PUC ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟೆನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೋಲ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏಕವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತು ಹಿಂದೂ ಅನ್ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಹಿಂದೂ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ PUC ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಲಿಂಡ್ಲೆ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಎ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್, ಇದು ಒಂದು ಕೂಡು ಸಂಘ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 2%, ಎರಡಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಹಣವನ್ನ, ಮನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಹಣ ಮತ್ತು ಹಣಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತ ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗು, ಮಷಿನರಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಸ್, ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ಸ್, ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಏನು ಅವರ ಬಂಡವಾಳ ಹಾಕಿರುವಂತದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಲಾಭಗಳನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅನದರ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಯಸದೇನೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ they are not getting any profit but they are rendering the services to the public, that is called as non-profit organization. So these concept you are studied in the second PUC, non-profit organization. So that is also one of the companies and that is also one of the association to rendering the services, but here the services are rendered for the making the profits only. Understood? So these definitions tells us it is one of the association. These associations is contributed by the several person and the objectives of the association is to maximizing the profits and the peoples or the persons are invested the money or money's worth to start the business. So that is called as the Lord Justice Linley definitions. Okay. The characteristics of a company. See, the common characteristics are: it is incorporated association, artificial person, common seal, perpetual succession, limited liabilities, transferable shares, separate legal entity, separation of ownership from management, large membership, not a citizen. So these are all the characteristics of a company. ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇವುಗಳೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತವುಗಳು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್? So let us we are discussing one by one of the characteristics of companies. See, the company is a voluntary association and it is incorporated association also. Understood? A company is created only when it is registered under the prevailing Companies Act only. See, the incorporated association means the companies are started when it is registered under the Companies Act. Otherwise, it is not a companies. A company comes into existence from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation. Here incorporation means a registered association. When we are going to start any business or any companies, we have to invest the money or money's worth to start the business. But first of all, we have to register that business or that companies under the Companies Act. Otherwise, our company is illegal, not a legal. When the companies are going to legal, we have to incorporated that companies or incorporated of association. Here the incorporated means registered under the Companies Act only. When we are registered that companies under the Companies Act, from that date our company is incorporated association. Otherwise, that is not incorporated association. Understood? A company comes into existence from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation only. The companies are come into existence. It means ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಗೆ ನಾವು ನೇಮನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ನೇಮನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 1956 ಪ್ರಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಕಂಪನಿನ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಲೀಗಲೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ನ್ಯಾಯಯುತವಾದಂತಹ ಕಂಪನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್, ಅನ್ಯಾಯಯುತವಾದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಸದಿಂದ, ಫ್ರಾಡ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಯಾವ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಡೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲೀಗಲ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ when the companies are going to incorporated, that incorporation certificate is called as the birth date of the companies or the date of birth of that particular company. Understood? So ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ, ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಡೇಟ್ ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಬರ್ತ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟೂಡ್? ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, Section 11, which provides that an association of more than 10 persons in banking and more than 20 in other business must be registered under the Companies Act, failing which such as an association become an illegal association. Understood? ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನಿಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ 10 ಜನ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗಾಗಿದ್ರೆ 20 ಜನ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು 10 persons and other business we have to 20 persons for registered under the Companies Act. ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 10 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಅದರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಗಳಿಗಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 20 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟೂಡ್? ಇನ್ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 1956. Otherwise the companies are going to illegal. When the companies are registered under the 1956, in that situation the registers certificate will be issued. That certificate is called as the date of birth of the companies. It means the companies are started from that particular date. When the banking sector companies need the 10 persons for register and the other business need 20% to registration. Understood? This is the concept of incorporated association. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅವರ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Next, artificial person. The name only tells us artificial person. The companies are not started from by birth. It is created. So the person only starting the business or the companies. So that means artificial person, not by birth. Understood? A company is an artificial person created by law. That is, it is created by a legal process and not by natural birth. Understood? The companies are not naturally birth. The persons are naturally birth, but the companies are created. Its existence is quite distinct from its members through being artificial. It enjoys almost all powers like a natural man. For example, it can enter into contracts, buy and sell property, borrow money, and can sue and be sued. But unlike a man, it cannot contest election, take an oath of office, and cannot marry, can it divorce. See, artificial person means these companies are started from the person only. Here the persons are naturally birth, but the companies are created by the persons. So the differences between the person and the company means the persons are naturally birth, but the companies are created. But persons are going to take standing for election, but the companies are not. But similarly, both the person and the companies are common characteristics. That is, the persons have a assets and the companies are also having the assets. Like when the persons are going to start the companies, if they are purchasing any assets for the companies, they have to register in the name of the companies only. That means that asset is relating to the company only, not for the person or the owners of that companies. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಬೈ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲಿ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳನ್ನ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಗಳು, ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೈ ಬರ್ತ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಲಾಫುಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ, ನ್ಯಾಯಯುತವನ್ನ ಲಾಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇವೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟೂಡ್? ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಅಸೆಟ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಪನಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಸೆಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ನೇಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಓನರ್ಸ್. ಓನರ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಎಂಟಿಟಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಓನರೇ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಓನರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಂದ ₹1 ಅನ್ನ ಅವನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಆ ಡೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿವೋಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಟಾರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅವನನ್ನ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೇಳುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ದ ಕಂಪನಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸೀಲ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸೈನ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ and the companies are also signed through the common seal. So the common seal is the signatures of the companies. Understood? A company is an artificial person having no physical features. Understood? Like a natural person, and therefore it cannot sign its name. So the persons are signed but the companies are not signed physically, but instead of that the companies are going to take a common seal, that is the signatures of the company. Every company in India by law must have a common seal on which its name is engaged. The common seal can serve its signature, that is it acts as a substitute for the company's signature. This common seal is affixed on all important contracts, documents and papers and is witnessed by at least 2 directors. It is under the safe custody of the boards. When the companies are going to start, it is an artificial person, not a naturally, but the natural person can sign physically, but companies can't sign physically. For that purposes, so every document is signed by the company through the common seal. Here the common seal is one of the signatures of the companies. So the company is also one of the person. Understood? The next characteristics is perpetual succession. As the name tells us, perpetual succession. See, once the business is started or once the company is started, it will not stop immediately. It will goes on a long period of time. But the person having a limited age, but the company will not have a limited age. The person will comes and go for the companies, but the companies once started, it will not close immediately. So a company has continuity of life. It enjoys a long and stable life because its life does not depends upon the life of its members. Understood? Once the companies are started, it will not stop immediately, and it is also not depending on the persons to started. Understood? If the persons are death but companies can't death. Understood? It is not affected by the death, insolvency or insanity of its members. If the members are death or members are removed from the companies, but company will not stop. The companies are going a long period of times. The members may come in or go, but the company keeps on going so long as the law is pleased with its existences. It is the law which gives birth to a company, and same law can take its life, that is winding up. If the companies are going to winding up, then the companies are closed, not by the person. The persons are comes and goes, that means persons having the death, but the companies will not having the deaths. Next, the limited liabilities. See, one of the classic advantages of a company form of business organization is that the liability of its members is limited. Here the liability is outside claims. When the companies are taken the debt from another persons, so that is the liabilities of that persons, and instead of that the companies having the liabilities. So these liabilities are distributed to the each and every members of that particular companies, but the company having the limited liabilities, not a maximizations of liability for its members. In the case of the company limited by shares, understood, the liability of the members is limited to the extent of the face value of the shares held by them only. When the companies are issuing the shares to the publics, Here the publics are purchasing the shares. In that time, the publics or the shareholders are limited for the face value of the share only. It means the liability is relating to the face value, not for all the shares. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಂತ ಶೇರ್ ನ ಫೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮುಖ ಬೆಲೆಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ 100 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ದ ಫೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದ ಶೇರ್ ಇಸ್ 100 ರೂಪೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಟೋಟಲಿ ಆ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 100 ರೂಪೀಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಶೇರ್ಗಳಿಗೆ, ಈಗ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಶೇರ್ನ ಬಿಡುಗಡೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಶೇರ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಕೇವಲ 100 ರೂಪೀಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸೀಮಿತ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಶೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಲಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕೇವಲ face value of the share ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. If a shareholder has paid full value of shares, his liability is nil. Understood? This means unpaid amount on the share is his liabilities. In the case of a company limited by guarantee, the liability of the member is limited to a specific amount which they agreed to contribute in the event of winding up of the company. So in both the companies, the private property of the members will not be taken stakes. So this is called as the limited liabilities. When the persons are agreed to take shares, in that time the person or the shareholders liability is required for the face values only, not for the whole amount of that particular companies. Understood? That is called as limited liabilities. Next characteristics is transferable shares. See, when the companies are maximizing its capitals, in that time they are issuing the shares to the publics. In that time publics are purchasing the share from the companies. If the publics are not interested that particular company shares, they can transferable from one person to another person. So that is one of the characteristics of the companies. Here the share of a company are freely transferable. Understood? From person to person. The right to transfer shares is a statutory right by the Companies Act, and this right cannot be taken away by any provisions in the articles. The articles may prescribe the manner in which such transfer shall be made with some reasonable restrictions, but it must be noted that absolute restriction is absolutely against the law. It is interest to note that in the private company, right to transfer share is closely restricted. So totally any person can purchasing the share from the companies, and any persons do not interest to in a particular shares, they can transferring that share into another persons. So that is called as transferable shares. So this is one of the characteristics of the companies. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಬಲ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಶೇರ್ ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತ ಶೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ಲಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಹುದು, ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಕಂಪನಿ ಲಾಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಶೇರ್ಗಳು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಆ ಶೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಬೇರೆಯೊಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಕಂಪನಿಯ ಶೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಅದೇ ಕಂಪನಿ ಶೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಪುನಃ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನು ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರಬಲ್ ಶೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ transferring the share from one person to another person. So this is one of the characteristics of the companies. Understood? So these are all the good characteristics of the particular companies.